and this is Jasmine Noel. Sorry about the delay for getting this thing started. But today I'm going to be talking about optimizing the cloud for enterprise application performance. First, I'm going to give a little background about myself. I'm the founding partner at the Noel Associates, and what we do is help IT organizations leverage IT solutions to solve business problems. Okay? And I specifically focus on technologies and processes that IT organizations need to optimize and manage the performance of their business applications and services. Okay? Now, for our presentation today, I'm going to talk about a little bit about why enterprise applications are not all the same. Okay? Why enterprises tend to have what I call one-dimensional cloud strategies. Explore some examples of matching enterprise applications to some of the cloud promises that are out there. And then talk through a few things about what to think about when you're trying to apply the cloud to your enterprise applications. Okay. So let me start off with my first statement, which is enterprise applications are not all the same. Okay. That seems like a fairly obvious statement, but after 15 years of talking to different enterprises about their goals and so on, you get the sense that people haven't really internalized what that means when they're talking about applications. Okay. Now, when I say the business goals supported are different, clearly an enterprise that is trying to deliver social media applications are going to have different application goals than an enterprise that's doing e-commerce, for instance. But it goes a little bit more deeper than that. You also need to understand that the work that these applications are doing can also be fundamentally different. Okay, it's not simply just everyone is doing a transaction at the same rate and the same time, and they need to have those transactions complete in milliseconds. Okay, the type of work that folks are doing, that these applications will be doing, is fundamentally different. For instance, if you have an application that is very data-driven, okay, and it's accessing lots of information from different places, the type of work, that type of application work is different from an application that is collecting a lot of information from its users, processing it, and then storing it somewhere else. The type of work is different. Okay. Another thing that is different is the service quality expectations, and performance is a big part of that. But it also includes these ideas of performance when. Okay, for instance, going back to the social media example, okay, performance expectations are going to be constant no matter what time of day it is, no matter where you're logging in from. Okay. However, if you have very specific data analysis type of applications, your quality of service expectations are very different because you may not be using the application all the time. However, when you're actually using that application, it's got to perform very well. Okay. And again, another aspect of this is this governance requirements. They tend to be different depending on the type of application that you have. Now, these differences in what the business is trying to achieve with that application actually creates applications that have, fundamentally different architectures, fundamentally different infrastructure and engineering aspects. For instance, you're not going to deploy, certain types of application on infrastructure that is distributed because it's highly tuned all the way from the application all the way down to the infrastructure, into the hardware. Okay, in those cases, you're going to need a solid a solid way of engineering that application to perform well. Okay, now other types of applications are going to be engineered differently. Okay, so you would have the different tiers of the application, and they may be deployed co-located, or they could be deployed in a distributed fashion. But again, how you actually choose how that application is deployed and where it's deployed will impact the performance perceived by the users. Okay. Another difference in the way